surrogates have made wild and reckless accusations that disgrace the office of the presidency. Another outrageous charge just came a few hours ago in Virginia, and the White House sinks a little bit lower. This is what an angry and desperate presidency looks like. President Obama knows better, promised better, and America deserves better. Mr. President, take your campaign of division and anger and hate back to Chicago and let us get about rebuilding and reuniting America.
Top of the hour. Look at that beautiful shot this morning. Welcome back to Morning Joe. Mark Halpern is still with us, and joining the table, the co-founder of the Huffington Post and president and editor-in-chief of the Huffington Post media group, Arianna Huffington. Her new venture, HuffPost Live, went online this week.
That's correct.
It's amazing. I can't believe the studio looks incredible.
Thank you.
Everybody should log on. Yeah, you were on too. Do you know that?
It was great. We
You
also
probably
have
don't
host
know
of
you were on.
MSNBC's The Last Word on MSNBC, Lawrence O'Donnell.
Hello, Lawrence.
Good morning. Making history.
What did I do?
MSNBC.
I can tell, though. You're up to something.
Looking very cute and
I
glad.
have a plan.
Really?
It is, I agree with Arianna. So I'm going to say whatever you say.
Plan.
Yeah.
That always works. Okay, so as we just heard, Mitt Romney is calling comments Vice President Joe Biden made in Virginia yesterday a new low in the election. The Vice President described the damage he says Romney's policies would cause by deregulating Wall Street.
Look at what they value and look at their budget and what they're proposing. Romney wants to he said in the first 100 days, he's going to let the big banks once again write their own rules. Unchain Wall Street. They're going to put you all back in chains.
He's from Southern Delaware. And that's why he sounded like he was at a...
Biden's words came during a rally which included a large number of African Americans in the audience. The Romney campaign was quick to call his comments unacceptable, accusing the vice president of using racial undertones. Campaign spokesman Ben LaBault said in a statement, Governor Romney's comments tonight seemed unhinged and particularly strange, coming at a time when he's pouring tens of millions of dollars into negative ads that are demonstrably false. Later in the afternoon, Vice President Biden sought to clarify his comments, pointing out that Paul Ryan used the word unshackle during the Republican response to the President's State of the Union in 2011. Here's Biden's response in Virginia.
And I'm told when I made that comment earlier today in Danville, Virginia, the Romney campaign put out a tweet. You know, tweets, put out a tweet, went on the airways saying, Biden, he's outrageous in saying that. I think I said instead of unshackled, unchained, and it's outrageous to say that. That's what we've had. I'm using their own words. I got a message for them. If you want to know what's outrageous, it's their policies and the effects of their policies on middle-class Americans. That's what's outrageous.
Meanwhile, the controversial Priorities USA ad that seemed to link Mitt Romney's business dealings with the death of a woman had yet to air on TV until now. As first reported by BuzzFeed, a Cleveland station aired the ad on Tuesday morning. Priorities USA senior strategist Bill Burton told ABC News it was a station error. The ad has racked up 700,000 views online. It wasn't supposed to run?
You know, because it's funny, I've run in a lot of campaigns, and I usually find that the errors work the other way, Arianna. They don't run your ads when you pay for them. You got to call
How does the station by mistake?
This whole campaign, though, both sides, people are just looking at it going, let me out.
I mean, I'm feeling...
What is ironic is that when he picked Ryan, we kind of thought for a moment that we're going to get away from
We have a real
who made the latest gaffe and the latest accusation and charges and countercharges and move on to a real debate about the role of government, the nature of capitalism, etc., etc. Well, it lasted about 3 hours. And now we're back on chains and unchained and this way in which immediately when Romney made the comments in England, he was told that he was disgracing America, and now Obama and Biden are being told they are disgracing the nature and the office of the president. And in the meantime, there are still over 20 million Americans unemployed and underemployed, and over 11 million whose homes are underwater. And that's the real outrage.
Mark Halperin, the Obama campaign last night, he said was outraged, especially by the use of the word hate, right?
They are. Both sides are bad moves, from faux outrage to real outrage. Rudy Giuliani said Joe Biden was stupid. Sarah Palin saying he's disgusting and should be off the ticket. We're not having a serious discussion. I think the president should call Mitt Romney today, and they should figure out some rules of detente, because this is headed in a bad place.
And Lawrence, the
Guess what?
odds of that
I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, what are the odds of that?
I don't think, let me see, at 0.
Okay.
I didn't say he would. I said he should.
Only because I don't think he's watching the show. I think if he was watching the show, he'd hear that and immediately pick up.
Yeah, no, they're watching the show.
Oh, they are?
Yeah,
Oh, then he's going to actually then reject.
No, reject the idea, exactly. So Lawrence, explain what's going on.
By the way, I can prove to you that the whole chain thing is not a story.
Okay.
I have proof.
Okay.
I didn't even cover it last night.
Oh, well, that shows you.
Oh.
What a big
This
shock.
is a nothing. It's a nothing. Joe, it's a nothing. I didn't even mention it.
I am stunned.
It never came up in an hour of news coverage.
Well, then, of course, it's not a story.
Not a story.
You're not running it. It's
Right.
primetime MSNBC. It's not a story.
Yeah, history
Mitt
will
Romney
still
talked about it
It
for a long
fell
time.
in the woods. Nobody heard it, did they, Lawrence? So you always hear people saying, "Oh, this is the worst campaign ever. This is the lowest campaign." What's your take on it? Is this one of the dumbest campaigns ever? One of the smallest campaigns ever? Is this what happens?
This is America. It's been this way for as long as I can remember. There's nothing special going on here, and and everybody knew. I remember being on with you, Joe, the morning that Joe Biden was announced 4 years ago as the VP nominee, and everyone said, "Oh, by the way, there's this thing that happens with Joe Biden every once in a while. He will say, he'll use the wrong word, or he'll say so." Well, and you see that's the moment where he's off prompter and he says that thing, and so now the campaign has come down to what's the difference between chained and shackled, and neither one of them.
But
we're using accurate terms to begin with.
it's not just Biden, it happens to everybody.
Yeah.
It's just human nature. We always speak. I mean, Romney introduced Ryan as the next president of the United States. Like, big deal.
Right.
And corrected immediately. So I actually like Mark's idea of urging the candidates to call for a detente. The reason why this is different is that America is in a worse shape than it has been in other campaigns. It's okay if you're in sort of plateau time. You can have fun with your gaffes and counter-gaffes. But this is not a plateau time. This is a dangerous time. And people know that. And that's why they're feeling more and more disconnected from this campaign.
So Mark Halperin, you were talking yesterday about how the Romney camp was bumbling things. Romney camp told you, just wait, and then I guess they put out this Medicare ad.
And they put out the Medicare ad, they put out Paul Ryan, and they say they have more to link to try to turn back this issue, and they say they'd rather fight about Medicare now than in the fall.
All right, so let's take a look at this new ad released by the Romney camp, offering a counterpunch to Democrats who say the Romney-Ryan budget would radically alter Medicare as we know it.
You paid into Medicare for years. Every paycheck. Now when you need it, Obama has cut $716 billion from Medicare. Why? To pay for Obamacare. So now the money you paid for your guaranteed health care is going to a massive new government program that's not for you. The Romney-Ryan plan protects Medicare benefits for today's seniors and strengthens the plan for the next generation.
I'm Mitt Romney, and I approve this message.
Lawrence, does a counterpunch work there?
It works if you know nothing beyond the content of the ad, which is what all ads are designed
So it
for.
works.
No, all ads are designed for the voter who knows absolutely nothing. When's the last time you ran into a voter who said, "Hey, I just made up my mind. I saw this ad." There's actually very, very few of them, and so it's aimed at them. There's a very interesting element to that ad that Republicans have never before admitted, and that is that you paid into Medicare. They've always treated it as this welfare program, this giveaway. Bill O'Reilly and I was talking about lumping Medicare in with welfare and all sorts of other so-called giveaways.
Is he on MSNBC,
No, he's on another.
Okay, go.
But that concept of you paid into it is what the problem is for Paul Ryan, because people believe they have paid in a small percentage of their income for their entire lives into Medicare, and so they are now owed this benefit that they paid into, and they're owed the benefit that they were paying into when they were 40, when they were 50, not the benefit that they started paying into, just a couple of years before retiring. And so what Ryan's plan is saying is, I have a plan that is so bad, I cannot impose it on anyone 55 and older. I can't do it.
Or
There'd
my
obviously be a
candidate.
revolution if I did it. But that plan that is so bad, I cannot impose it on current beneficiaries.
Use these words, really.
These are. It's just almost exactly.
All right.
Words.
Yeah.
Okay,
I can do it for
Tight
everyone.
paraphrase.
I can do it for everyone under 55, and the Democratic response to that, in effect, is linked to the fact that people paid in. And so I actually think that concept that they're introducing in the ad of you paid into this doesn't serve the totality of their argument.
Right.
Okay, so as it's been reported, Paul Ryan's budget written for the House includes those very same cuts to Medicare that he's now criticizing. Congressman Paul Ryan was asked about that as he sat down for his first one-on-one interview as the VP nominee. Take a listen.
Only President Obama raised $716 billion from the Medicare program. He cut $716 billion from the Medicare program to pay for Obamacare.
Right.
We don't do that.
Well, but you make savings. How much?
More. The point is, I joined the Romney ticket, and what Mitt Romney is proposing to do is repeal all of Obamacare.
But it is the case that in the budget that you have passed through the House of Representatives, significant savings of upwards of $500 billion in Medicare.
We do not add cuts to Medicare program in the House budget. We don't take more cuts to Medicare. I am on the Romney ticket, and what Mitt Romney is proposing is to repeal all of Obamacare.
The budget plan that you are now supporting would get to balance when?
Well, they're different. The budget plan that Mitt Romney is supporting gets us down to 20% of GDP government spending by 2016. That means get the size of government back to where it historically has been. What President Obama has done is to as high as it hasn't been since World War II. We want to reduce the size of government so we can have more economic freedom.
Get that, but what about balance?
Well, I don't know exactly what that balance is because we haven't, I won't get wonky on you, but we haven't run the numbers on that specific plan.
Ariana, I feel I kind of feel bad for him right now. He's like stuck in a bad position.
Well, in a way, he was disavowing his own budget by saying that now he's joined the Romney ticket, so whatever he said is null and void.
Well, no,
because now he's going to say whatever his boss Mitt Romney is saying,
which
and
is
Mitt Romney
nothing.
has not run the numbers.
Right.
So that's the other thing. It's like he's saying something vague. But when we run the numbers, then we'll tell you when we get to balance. That was not a good interview.
And by the way, that is as easy an interview as he's going to have. I mean, that was just softball all the way. Britt Hume's sitting there having no idea what the answer is to this. The answer to the Ryan plan is in 2040, as Willie Geist knows, as he enunciated on this show. Britt Hume doesn't know that kind of thing, because that would involve, I guess, some kind of homework. So that interview. You got to. My point is simply this: he couldn't get Ryan.
Paul Ryan.
I actually thought Britt Hume did a very good job. He kept pressing him.
It's a good interview. I know it's early, Lawrence, but come on.
Do you predict that'll be the
Turn that
easiest interview
crown
yet?
upside down.
Really?
Where else is he going to go? He's not going to come, to any place where they're going to ask a tougher question than that. It's going to be people like Britt Hume who have no idea when these things balance. Why didn't Britt Hume say the Ryan plan doesn't go to balance until 2040?
Well, I could ask you, why did he? I mean, did we really want to go there? Why didn't you do a story on Joe Biden that everybody was talking about at the White House last night?
Because there was much more important news than that to cover.
That's the easiest interview.
Because I'll tell you what. Here's what I did instead. I did Paul Ryan's lies about the stimulus plan instead. That's what I did.
Very good.
Did you know that Paul Ryan put in writing in the letter that the stimulus plan did indeed, in his community, stimulate the local economy by creating new jobs?
That is exactly
now, Paul Ryan wrote a letter saying exactly that after claiming it would never create a civil
I
war.
think actually, just in praise of Brit Hume, I thought he handled it really well because he asked him again the tough question, which is when is your budget going to go to balance? And he didn't know how to answer it. That was really, I think, a more effective interview than telling him when his budget would go.
Mark Halperin, the real problem that Paul Ryan is facing right now, other than some inconsistencies, he's gotten about as specific as you can get on a budget because he's a budget director.
Which is